Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about why you need to read American Royals by Katharine McGee. This is going to be actually a really quick video, I think, of just me telling you why this book and the sequel is amazing, because it's so underrated and I need more people to read it. So, what is this book about? This book follows four main characters. It's set in a world where America actually have a monarchy system. George Washington decided to become king rather than president. And this follows modern day America, where they've just changed the law so that the firstborn will become the monarch rather than the firstborn male. One of the main characters we follow is Beatrice, who is going to be the first queen of America ever. Her chapters really focus on the struggles of becoming queen. The second main character is Samantha, who is the second child. She has a twin brother and she is second in line to the throne, but she kind of is seen as the spare and no one really knows what to do with her. The third main character is Nina, who is Samantha's best friend, who is from a poorer background, and over the course of this novel she starts a relationship with Samantha's brother, the prince, who everyone wants to be with. And then we have Daphne, who used to be with the prince and she really just wants to socially climb. She wants to get as far up as she possibly can. That is her whole aim, to get to basically princess. That's what she wants to be. For me, the best part of this book is that it follows four main characters who are so entirely different to each other, but they're all like classic YA tropes just intersecting in one book. Beatrice really struggles with not having control over her life, having to do what she's told to do, not being able to act out, and having to constantly follow these rules and regulations. Samantha is completely opposite. She's acting out in a way to be seen because no one ever pays attention to what she's doing unless she's doing something bad, so she keeps doing bad things. Nina constantly feels as if she doesn't fit in this world and they don't want anything to do with her, but she's falling in love with the prince and she really can't control. She struggles a lot with the press and having all that attention on her, and that is mainly her struggle. Daphne is a very morally great character. She just wants to get as high as possible. She's also terrible. I hate Daphne. All the other characters are great. Daphne is so annoying, but she's such an interesting character to follow because she's so outright about being a horrible person in a way. She thinks she's doing it to better herself, but she will do bad things, and she has done bad things to help herself. As well as having four characters that follow four different archetypes, we also have four different romances that also follow different romantic tropes. Beatrice falls in love with her guard, and that's very much forbidden. She has to marry someone who is on a certain list of people who meets the king's approval, who is going to do well, but she falls in love with her guard and she can't really do much to control that. However, her dad is pressuring her into actually setting up a marriage, so she gets engaged to this guy called Teddy. Samantha then falls in love with Teddy. That's her romance, is like that forbidden kind of aspect of you're my sister's fiance, but you also actually don't like each other. It's kind of just like a forced thing. Samantha's romance really falls into the thing of not getting everything she wants, and she wants Teddy because it's one of the few things that she can really get in a way. It's hard to explain. Nina follows the classic trope of an outsider falling in love with a prince. That is kind of her whole story in a way, and dealing with the media's reaction to her falling in love with that prince. Daphne obviously wants to marry Prince Jeff just to socially climb, but she also kind of falls in love with his best friend. She's kind of like drawn to him in a way, but she doesn't want to be drawn to him, if that makes sense. I read this last year, the first book, when I was in London for the summer. I read it last August actually as an ARC. I have the ARC right here as well because I need to have two copies. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much from it because no one was really talking about it, but it's so interesting. There's so many plot twists. It keeps you on your toes constantly. You're like, oh my god, what is going to happen? I need to know what's going to happen. And honestly, this is the definition of an unput-downable. Really, this is the definition of a book that you cannot put down. So many secrets and plot twists within this book, and it just keeps you going, and the ending is shocking and it's honestly fantastic. I also recently got approved for the sequel on NetGalley. I read it within 2 days of me getting approved for it. I'm obsessed with it. The sequel is very different. It kind of, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting this because it completely throws you off everything you thought about it to begin with. Like, you think one thing about the characters and the relationships, and then this book just kind of throws you in the opposite direction and makes you think completely different things. The main thing is the relationships. Like, honestly, I think all of my ships changed in this book, which is mad. Like, I've never had that happen to me. Kind of from the first book, you know what your ships are going to be and you stick with that. However, this one was not that case. The sequel was just as addictive, just as decadent in a way. It was honestly wonderful, and it's coming out in September. I don't know if this will go up before or around the same time it's coming out, but it's coming out soon and you should read it. The main reason why I'm making this video is because the third book hasn't been signed. They don't know whether they're publishing the third book, and I would like the third book because I want to know what's going to happen next. The second book ends in a way where you don't really get any solutions. All the characters are still in these awkward situations. I'm waiting for certain people to find out certain things, and I'm just annoyed that I haven't got it yet. and the fact that book 3 hasn't been signed. Penguin have said that they have no plans as of yet to actually publish a third book, which is so heartbreaking because like if it just ends at the end of the second book, I will be so sad. Honestly, so sad. Basically, this is a really quick video to tell you that American Royals is amazing. The whole series is amazing. People need to read it because it honestly deserves better hype. It needs more hype so that the Penguin will actually pick up the third book and publish it because I need it. Buy it and read it so that I can actually get the third book at some point because I am desperate for it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I convinced you to read this book because it's honestly fantastic. It's weirdly addictive. It's kind of like Gossip Girl, but like more adult and more 2020 appropriate in that way. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's so good. I love books that focus on politics and it's just wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one.